Well, hi everybody. Well, today's a special day today. Today is my grandmother's birthday, my grandma Elizabeth's birthday. And here is, how many generations of us? 5 generations or 4 generations of us. My grandmother, my mom, my sister, and her daughter. So, grandma was a lady. There was no doubt about it. This is grandma when she was in her younger days. This is grandma with me at Haulover Beach in Florida because I had a house in Florida. And we always went down there to visit her, and she had a big pool. And this is, I believe this is Grandma's birthday. She was a lady. She taught me how to bake. She was a wonderful woman. Well, today, in honor of Grandma Elizabeth, I am making Hungarian chicken with paprika and dumplings. Grandma used to make that all the time. Well, first thing we're going to do is cut a sweet onion. It was a wonderful dish. But in her day, we didn't have the crock pot, so it took like 12 hours for her to make this dish. But Grandma was a very good cook, and she taught me how to bake in my younger days. When I was 8 years old, she taught me how to roll out strudel dough. And oh, she was something else. She made butter cookies, and some of the recipes sadly died with her. Really sad. Here we go. I'm going to put this in here. This is going into the crock pot, folks, and this is going to take about 6 hours to cook. So we're going to put the phone on pause today. But back in Grandma's day, when I used to help her, I helped her with Thanksgiving. She prepared, Thanksgiving was her holiday. There was no doubt about it. She loved Thanksgiving. We put a whole chopped onion in here. She was something else. She really was a fantastic cook. And it's very sad that she died and never met 2 of my children. My 2 younger two never met her. But I know she's watching over us from heaven, you know. Okay. Yeah, she really learned how to season her food. Okay, this is going to be enough onion. I think we got too many onions in here today. Alright. I'm going to move this off here, then we're going to do the chicken. Yeah, she was a very good cook, and oh, I tell you something, folks. She was fantastic. Baking, everything else. I think she had it from her mom, because her mom was a very good cook also. Okay, we need 6 pieces of chicken. Frozen chicken. This is actually almost frozen, so we got to get this out. And what we're going to do is I'm going to wash the chicken. I'm going to be very careful not to touch the faucet with my hand because I got chicken on it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this chicken up. There we go. And we're going to pop this into the crock pot. It took Grandma, like I said, 12 hours to prepare this wonderful dish. We're going to make it with dumplings later. It's going to be really delicious. Oh, I can't wait to have it later. Chicken is so cold, like it's cold outside. Yeah, but I always called Grandma Elizabeth a very, very Victorian lady, which she was. This thing has to be washed off, by the way. Anything you handle with chicken has to be washed immediately. There we go. I'm going to make 6 pieces of chicken. I'm adding in a cup of chicken broth. Folks, I found out something very interesting. This has to be refrigerated after opening it. I didn't know that, folks. And I was, oh my goodness. I'm putting in a cup of chicken broth. I'm going to add a little bit more in, about 1.5 cups, because it doesn't look like there's enough in there. Here we go. Much better. Okay. I'm going to put this cap on. It's got to go right in the refrigerator. Some things we just don't know about, folks. I'm adding in some salt. Grandma Elizabeth always called it a dash of salt. She seasoned her food up really good. Also, I'm adding in a dash of black pepper. Oh, it smells so good. And a tablespoon of paprika. Hungarians have a habit of using paprika. I don't know what it is with them, but they love paprika. It's a delicious seasoning, so this is what we're going to use. It's a tablespoon of paprika. Alright. A little bit more. Here we go. Just a little sprinkle more. Now what we're going to do now is I'm going to mix this together. This is going to come out almost like a reddish color. Okay. Mix this together because you're going to have to, it's got to be reddish. Here we go. It's getting red now. This is what we want. Alright. It doesn't look so good now. Not to worry. We're going to, it should be stirred a little bit more so everything is mixed in together. And we're going to put it on low heat. And we're going to cook this for 5 to 6 hours. And I'll be back later. And I'm going to add in some dumpling. I'm going to make some homemade dumplings. I'm going to add a little bit more salt in because Grandma always had to think about it. Dash of salt here, a dash of salt there. So about 5 hours, I'll be back and we'll do the dumplings. Okay, folks, we're not quite done with this yet. Now I'm going to add in about about 8 ounces of sour cream. It's going to go into it, and it's going to be it's going to thicken it up a little bit. I also want to add in a tablespoon of cornstarch. We're going to mix this together, then we're going to do the dumplings. Now keep in mind, folks, it's been many, many years since my grandmother was alive, and sometimes recipes virtually die with the person. It's very hard to always get exactly the same recipe. You need a tablespoon of cornstarch. A little bit more cornstarch. I want to make sure this is going to thicken this up. Here we go. All right, we're going to mix this together. Your grandma was a unique cook and baker. There was no doubt about it here. She was fantastic. We're going to mix the sour cream and cornstarch together, and then we're going to start the dumplings. All right. Now, Hungarians often cook with sour cream. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to mix this together and heat it up for just a few more minutes, and then we'll be done. A few more minutes. Then we're going to start the dumplings, folks. Okay. All right, we're going to heat this now for about 5-10 minutes. We want to make sure it's really, it might be a little loose, but nothing to worry about. Like I said, sometimes you just can't copy what somebody else did. It was too many years. Now, what I want to start now is the dumplings, all right? Very important to do the dumplings. This is going to go with it. Let me just clean up this little mess. My grandma will be telling me, Debbie, you made a mess, and we don't want her to say that. Okay. The eggs. Now, like I said, everybody, in those days, they had the recipe, they may have had something, an ingredient, I have no idea what it was. But we're going to get it as close as we can to Grandma. Okay, 3 eggs. I'm now going to add in 1/2 cup, 1 and 1/2 cups of flour. Okay. And then we're going to add in 1/3 cup of water. And then we're going to mix this together, and then I'll show you the next step. All right. I'm now adding in 1/3 cup of water. Make sure this is on. Yeah, this is on. Now you can see it's going to become a very thick dough, obviously. So I'm going to wash this spoon, this fork, because I don't want to get any sour cream into the dumplings. But it's really amazing how I remember what Grandma Elizabeth cooked. It was her food was so good. Oh, we're going to mix this together. And then what we're going to do is, like when I make my cookies, we're going to drop these. We're going to turn them into little balls. And we're going to drop them into boiling water. And it has to cook for about 5-10 minutes. Then we'll have fantastic dumplings. You can see that it's already started to form. Look how beautiful this is coming on. This is dumplings. Okay. Now what I want to do is add a little bit of salt to it. Okay. And what I want to do is take it over here. And what I'm going to do is, the same way you make cookie dough, you make dumplings. You turn them into like little balls. Okay. Now when they get done, they float to the top, and then you'll have your dumplings. I'm going to have to flour my hands. I can see that, folks. And here we have Hungarian chicken paprika. It is a little bit watery. Okay, it happens. And when Grandma used to make it, there's no telling how she made it. She could have added in different kinds of seasoning. We just don't know. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally give my daughter. Okay, here we go. I have to give my daughter green beans. We're also adding in some green beans. Okay. And some potatoes. Grandma always made some potatoes with her Hungarian chicken. Okay. And this is in honor of my grandma Elizabeth, who died, whose birthday happens to be today. She made fantastic Hungarian paprika chicken from Deborah Waite's Home Country Kitchen. Have a great day. Please subscribe to my wonderful YouTube channel.